I cannot hear you. You no hero. Oh, I can still see though. I can. No, don't look away. I can see you still.
I don't want to talk to you.
God damn it.
Zoom, I need you to take a suggestion and figure out my setup, my laptop, all of my drivers, the various equipment I use. Just set that up for me so when I join the Zoom meeting, it's just gonna go. I'm tired of having to keep picking my headphones and hitting this one button on this. What is this? A receiver? I don't even know what the fuck this is called. A thingy-me-jing, and hitting the
Of
button.
course. Well, while we're speaking in technical terms, yes, correct. The thingamajig, of course.
What does the air button do? It says air.
It blows a little bit of waft of air at you. It's
Oh,
4D podcasting, don't you know?
4D podcasting.
We should be the first ones to do that. We should capitalize on them. We'll be billionaires in a day. 4D
How
podcasting.
would we do that? I'm not opposed to it, but how?
How? It
Yes.
probably have to be reserved for live shows. That'd be the easiest way.
Okay.
Just be like, oh, this beer is so delicious you can feel it. And then we just blast people with super
Blast
soakers
them.
in the
Oh,
face.
I'm not opposed to blasting people in the face.
Jeez, ask your poor wife. Jeez, God. All love and respect to her, but God bless that woman. She's put up with too much.
I
I'm
got a
here to
super
say it
soaker
now.
that I gotta empty.
Jesus God. Jesus God.
Yeah.
That's throwing me back to song lyrics back in like 2009 or something like that. Soldier Boy. That's what I'm thinking of.
Soldier boy, that hoe. What you
Yeah.
drinking? It looks good.
Well, okay. So this is something that happens to be John and I's one could consider a favorite IPA of ours, to the point of where it's
Lagunitas.
like this cool the current climate we're in with IPAs. There's a lot of scarcity going around. There's a lot of seasonal IPAs going around right now. Some of the triple variety that I was lucky
Okay.
enough to possibly get my hands on. And I know we initially agreed that we would have it together on the show, hopefully this year, so that way we can do that. This is not that beer. This is the Lagunitas IPA.
Yeah, that's what I guessed. I was
Like I
right because
said,
you're a son of a
yes.
bitch. Because I know you. Because you're a son of a bitch.
My dad. I was having some lunch with him earlier. Well, breakfast for me. I guess breakfast for both of us. We both hadn't eaten, and so we had a couple beers over at Yard House. Cool, just some chill house stone IPAs. That was pretty chill. They're like stone collab houses, which actually aren't bad. They
Not
add
bad.
up pretty decently. I like the flavor, and I haven't had one in probably a year or two, something like that. I
Mm.
feel it's not often I just settle for the house IPA because only because they
Okay.
have so many good IPAs like the last year or so. I feel like they realized they lost something special with the Liquid Compass, and now they're just like, but let's now acquire other IPAs that are of quality. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. They lost the best one.
Oh,
I'm happy I
well,
got it when I got it. When you warned me that they were disappearing.
yeah, I couldn't believe I was the scoop on that. We were the scoop on that for that matter. But this damn show was. But that being said, yeah, afterward, like we were just eating, we had two rounds. We had like a 23-ounce pour, a pint pour, and my dad's like, "You want a third one?" I was like, "Well, we could save money and just buy a bunch of beer and then just
Yeah,
have it
buy
at home."
shitty beer.
Oh, I went with what I
Shitty
know my
beer.
dad likes. You know my dad. He's a big Lagunitas guy, big, or at least he was. So I bought a 12 pack of those, and so it should be. It was like a 5 cent difference per ounce. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna spend an extra 5 cents on just a 6 pack per beer per ounce, I
And,
should say.
and let me correct you a little bit, AJ. If there's anything I've known from the history of your beers disappearing, your dad likes all IPAs. So who are you lying to?
Right now, I'm just in denial at this point. I think you're right.
You bought them for yourself. You have shitty taste. What happened to you? Stop blaming your dad.
I know, right? I'm becoming my father. Every man does one day.
Oh my
I never knew
god.
my father. You're becoming the bastard.
Yes, 100%.
You were born a
Okay.
bastard, you'll die a bastard.
Okay, so you got a nice little buzz. Or you sobered up and now you're trying to catch that
I still
buzz.
have a little bit of a cute buzz going on. It's nothing crazy, but I mean, I'm not like bad or anything like that. I'm not like off the chain. But earlier I was a little loosey goosey. It was fun. We were giggling, laughing at lunch together. It was a good little time talking shit.
Nice.
And then now, so I said like when I spoke logic to my dad, I was like, let's just save a couple bucks. Let me just buy something at a store. There's a grocery store right across the street. Might as well. Did that, and he was down as immediately. So he didn't argue. And I was like, yeah, we'll have some during dinner. I'm gonna cook dinner tonight on the grill, so it'll be a good excuse. A little bonding time
You
over
could have
beer.
bought some FML.
I know, and
Said
they
I
had a
like
six
it.
pack there
Yeah, I know
too.
they did. I know they
The six
did.
pack was like only $5
It's
cheaper
too
than what I
cheap.
paid for this, though. It's expensive.
It's cheap because it's also not small cans.
That's true. That's
Like you're
true.
getting it's I feel like it's probably the same price, especially in terms of ounces.
Do they
Like,
not sell them in 12-ounce cans?
is it 12? Isn't it?
The
Maybe it is
taller
12.
ones, you're right, are pint cans. You're right. There are 16-ounce cans. And there's even
I'm
bigger ones. There's like 24-ounce cans, or maybe not 24, but
no.
there's like 22-ounce cans also. You're right. You're not wrong about that. But I'm saying, could you not buy a six pack of 12-ounce standard cans?
I think that they
I
are.
feel
I'm
like I've
looking.
had that before. Because, cause like Delicious, those are 12-ounce cans.
So the
Standard Stone.
cans, the six pack is 16 ounces.
Shit. Okay, those are pints then. That's nice. Okay,
Yeah, that's
okay.
what I'm telling you. They're fucking dirt cheap and they're like so good.
It's like
But you
15
ain't got
bucks for
taste.
six beers though.
Again, in terms of ounces, it's probably the same as the Lagunitas. You'd probably have two left over for the following day. You would have been good. I forgot you make bad choices sometimes. People, I apologize for AJ.
Fair enough. The people may will choose to or not to, I guess forgive me. We'll see.
How is Lagunitas still a brewery?
What are you talking about? You love that brewery.
No, I don't. I liked it the one time. It's like one for
Wow.
one. That means 50% is an F, AJ.
Need I remind you of a little something something and especially brown sugar, which is like one of our early IPAs we fell in love with together.
I don't think those are IPAs.
You're right. Brown sugar is they call it classify as a strong ale if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But a little something something is an IPA.
It is not an IPA.
I promise you.
Is it really?
I could be full of shit. Maybe I have it the other way around. Are you
I
looking
don't
it
know.
up? I see
I'm trying
eyeballs
to.
wandering.
No, I'm just looking at porn right now.
I hope so. Let me. You know what? Angle your face a little bit more so I can get the reflection from your glasses onto the screen, please. Thank you. I need to be able to get that angle too. I just want to know what my
Better?
boy's watching right now.
Worse. Better? Worse. So let's see. A little some. I think it's an ale, but let me make sure. It's an
Sure.
IPA.
I'm
Wow.
trying to tell you that was what a little something something. That
Yeah.
one's kind of stronger too, isn't it? Like 7-8%.
7.5.
There you go. It's not
Why
bad.
isn't that their standard beer? Why is it the shitty one that they always have everywhere? Also,
6.2. That same
why
thing goes
do
for Stone.
but it's good. Stone is good. That's the problem. Their standard is not that bad. It's not the greatest,
Yeah.
but it's miles ahead of standard Lagunitas. And you're right. I've been to the brewery twice. One time I loved it. The second time I did not. Second time felt like we were in a zombie movie.
Yes, that no, we've talked about it in the show. It was concerning a little bit with when we were supposed to be what was the term now?
Quarantining, social
We were supposed to be
distancing.
social distancing, and we were supposed. God, we're only 4 years away from what it was, less than that. But yeah, we were supposed to be social distancing, but it was like they were maximizing the amount of people they could cram in
Oh,
that sardine can.
places eased up, and then they're like, "Let's fucking do it." And it's amazing how packed it was compared to when we went the first time too.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, when we went, it was the perfect time to go. It was a beautiful time of year. The weather was nice. It was wide open fields of just enjoying ourselves. Yeah, that second time was kind of ridiculous.
When we went for my bachelor party, was it during the week? It
Yes,
must
because they
have
were
been
closed the day we got there.
Tuesday.
Because
They
we
were
showed up
closed
on a
Tuesday.
Tuesday, and then we went on Wednesday.
That makes more sense. That makes more sense why it was a little because when we went with the ladies, I'm pretty sure it was Saturday or Sunday. It was
That
because
makes more sense.
we went to the baby shower that was on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to
There
Lagunitas
you
on
go.
Sunday, and that explains why it was a zombie boot camp.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I totally forgot those two events were interlinked together. You're right. We went from that to then NorCal and steadily made our way back down to SoCal again. Still an
hmm
awesome trip. Still an awesome trip for sure.
I forget we
Yeah,
went to San Luis Obispo.
yeah,
It's too
that
far
was a
out of the
fun little
way.
area.
I would not. I would go back again, but it would have to be like a dedicated trip to that.
Something like that. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't mind doing like San Luis Obispo and then like Ojai, California as well, and
As
then
long as
go
it's
back down. So
as long as it's in the same,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't want to be going
yeah.
fucking 4 hours east, but not really getting
No,
closer to
you
home.
want to keep working your way down.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's see. Let's see. Slow to Ojai. I'm curious. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm right. We would be going southeast, which is still the direction we want to go back home. Because San Luis Obispo is near the west, is like almost along the coastline, and then
Yeah.
Ojai is like east of Santa Barbara, which Santa Barbara is south of San Luis Obispo by a lot. So it'd just be southeast of San Luis Obispo, and then we'd go a little more southeast and we'd be back home. Not
How
bad.
do you know about this location? What porn did you watch? It takes place there.
Ojai singles, baby. It's not a porn site. It's a dating app, and it's not just a dating app. It's my porn site.
Terrible.
I just like to watch upper middle class to lower high class people shop. That's how I masturbate nowadays. I'm sorry, mom.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Kind of hide behind the bush. Bush shakes a little bit. It's because you're touching your dick.
Yes. Behind a rich woman's bush. Exactly. Yeah,
You
you're
gotta
right.
empty that super soaker, right?
Hmm. It always circles back. This super circle's gilded, so it's like coated in gold, of course,
Mm.
because they're just a little fancier in Ojai than they are down here, where you and I live. That's all. But yeah, I would love to do that. I've been wanting to go to Ojai for a while now. It's just a chill little spot. It's like similar to San Luis Obispo, similar to Santa Barbara, Santa Rosa area, and all that. They're just a little more well-to-do than we are. It's a little suburbish. It's a little bit of city-ish. It's just a chill spot.
You've
Yeah.
been there?
No, no, I've always wanted to though. For like the last,
Okay.
I don't know, 8, 10 years, maybe longer. It's
Mm.
just a spot I've been wanting to hit up. And that's the thing. I'm surprised that Sin and I haven't because it's so close to home. Like it's really not far at
How
all.
far is it? Two
I,
hours?
I, if I had to guess, yeah, that's exactly what my number was going to be. Probably less actually, because Santa Barbara from where we live is like anywhere from 2 to 3. So I mean, I imagine Ojai. It's only like a little north of Pasadena, LA. So I mean, like yeah, like you said, 2 hours if it's like bad traffic.
Oh, so it's that close.
It's just a little outside of LA. It's not bad, but still, like I imagine you could probably take if you were to take PCH, you could get off and be right there easily.
Okay. So it's a
Yep, yep.
coastal city.
Yes, just slightly more inland than like Santa Barbara or stuff like that, or like
Hmm.
San Francisco. How that's like on the coastline.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Literally on top of it.
slightly more inland than that, but not by much. No, not by
Hmm.
much. Like less inland than Los Angeles. I'll put it that way to a degree. But then again, Los Angeles is so vague because you have Huntington Beach and stuff like that. Whatever.
Yeah. So if you lived in a coastline and
Hmm.
you knew a tsunami was coming, what'd you do? You get maybe a 10-minute warning.
Maybe a 10-minute warning.
Maybe.
By then, everyone else is freaking out. So I mean, like at that point, I don't freaking dig a hole in the sand and pray to God. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
know
I
that must be a bitch.
That would be horrendously tragic. I've thought about stuff like that though in the past. Like, what would I do at that point? I mean, you know me. I'd fucking leg it. I would be like, if there's like just stop traffic, why the fuck am I gonna sit in a car that's just gonna get drowned and washed
Washed
away?
away.
Exactly. Like, I guess I could sit on the car and hold on for dear life and use that as my
Mm-mm.
flotation device as a half-ton vehicle sinks to the bottom of the ocean floor. But I'd probably leg it and just run through that traffic at that point. I would just run over cars and stuff, you know? Fuck that.
Pedestrians, fuck them, right? Survival of the fittest.
Oh, that 5-year-old's in the way. I'm gonna throw them into the
Right
wave.
over. Right over. That dog you love so much, I'm going out of my way to hit it. It's the end of times, baby.
Oh yeah, exactly. If anything, you know what? Maybe I'll take it with me just so I can eat it later. That's about it.
Okay. Another scenario.
Oh boy.
You wake up, people screaming. Let's say you were taking a nap. I know you don't really take naps, but let's say you were taking a nap.
It's a man that
You
knows
hear
me. Okay.
you hear people screaming. You don't know why. You look outside. There's beams of light taking people up to heaven. It's the
Jesus, I know, right?
it's the motherfucking rapture. Are you being taken to God? Are you living down here with us, the
Jesus. Is that how it
Satanists?
works? It's like the
Yeah.
chosen ones go to heaven while the other ones have to waste in earth?
Yeah, have you ever seen This Is the End?
Oh yeah, yes, I have. Yes.
That's literally what the rapture is.
Oh shit. Okay,
Demons
okay,
come
okay.
out and they fuck you in the mouth.
Nah, yeah, no, I would definitely like if the rapture were to go down, Jesus would look at me and be like, "No, you still have some proving yourself to do, and leave me behind." And be like, but he's like, but if you pass the test, we'll let you up. But until then, you're not in the club right away. You're not VIP just yet. You got to earn that shit, bitch.
Oh no,
And I'll
then
be
yeah,
like,
you're gonna go to
shit,
hell.
okay, I guess.
There's none of that in the rapture. You're either going to heaven or you're burning in hell.
Oh, I'm saying I'm good enough to be given the
I don't think
chance,
so.
but I'm not good enough to be taken. I'm not. I'm not going to be the first choice. Definitely not the first choice. I doubt it. I hope. I hope big guns up top, but I don't think that's going to be me. That's
No,
my answer.
you're gonna burn in hell with me.
It's one or the other with you.
Yeah,
Okay, so I know your
yeah,
answer now.
yeah. Oh, I'm gonna burn.
We'll be two pigs in a blanket. That's fair enough.
Mhm. Fuck yeah.
God
Okay,
damn.
okay, okay. So I wonder if like you're in the house and you're getting pulled up to heaven. Do you get stopped because there's a ceiling?
I hope I phase through it like vision, but at the same time, and like I get stuck. Like, why did I stop phasing through the roof? And then I'm like, half my ass is sticking out of the roof on the outside, while like half my body is still inside the house. That's
Oh
possible.
my god. I think so. I think
And then
so.
like God's like yanking on me to try to get me through the house. Like, God, me, damn it. And then,
Yeah.
but I still don't make it through. He's like, oh fuck it, just let this one
Wow.
go.
Let
What's
him
one?
burn.
What's
Let him
one?
burn. You know, he did some
He
kind of
wasn't
sin.
that good.
Yeah, yeah. Too many
He did enough.
IPAs. He's drinking the devil's juice.
Exactly. Do I want that in my kingdom?
Lagunitas. Yeah. You drink Lagunitas, you're burning in hell.
Jesus. Put
Not
that on the
Jesus,
shirt.
devil.
Put that on the shirt. Jesus Christ.
Standard
We
Lagunitas.
I've had lovely memories with Lagunitas, just for the record. God damn it.
It was a great experience. I'm
Do not make me
specific.
sweep up your PR nightmares, man. Do not make me sweep
Sorry.
those up.
Sweep them up.
Jesus
Try to sweep
God.
them up. Try.
I'm gonna leave so much ash on the floor. You're never
Yeah,
gonna fix this
you can't
mess.
silence me. I'm gonna burn
Damn it.
anyway.
You're talking about most one of the most successful craft breweries in the world right now. God damn it. Have a little
Okay.
respect.
Places crash.
That's true. Every huge kingdom over the years has crashed. Hence, the United
Yeah.
States we're
Look at
having our due eventually. I imagine. Hopefully not.
hopefully not in our lifetime, but look at Goose Island. I feel
Yeah.
like that was there before Lagunitas. It was like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
VIP
Certainly.
that was everywhere.
Certainly before.
Now it's like where do you in terms of restaurants, where do you even see that anymore?
The only time I freaking see a goose is when I'm chasing one in a pond. That's about it.
No. No.
I choke a goose. I'm like, give me the beer. It's like,
Nah, it's not gonna give it to you.
I try.
It went out of business.
I shake their neck enough, but nothing happens.
You know what's another beer brewery, yeah, that I have not seen in a while?
As opposed to a soda brewery, of course. Yes.
Is Alaska. I think that's what it was called. Alaska? Yeah, they used to be all over the place.
That might sound vaguely familiar. My mind is going off, but I don't know if I'm making it up or not. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Yeah, you should.
Alaska or Alaskan? Would you say?
Alaskan.
Okay, Alaskan beer.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
brewery.
Oh yeah, Alaskan Brewing Company. Huh.
You don't recognize that?
Oh, no, I do recognize that. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right. I
used
didn't.
to be
I
around
never
everywhere.
considered this one to be that big, though. To be honest with you, but
I feel like I used to see it everywhere.
it's in Juneau, Alaska. Wow. I mean, I would be down to go though. They do
Fun fact:
they do brick oven pizzas.
when I went to Portland a few years ago, I was a bitch
Hmm.
because I went. Portland's right above California, right above Portland. Or I'm sorry, Oregon is right above California, and right above
Yes,
Oregon is Seattle. Right, Seattle,
Washington. Yeah,
Washington. So
correct.
for me to get to fucking Oregon, I flew to Seattle to have a connecting flight down to.
Back down.
Yeah,
You could
makes
have just jumped
no
out of the
fucking
plane. You'd have been
sense.
fine.
That
You'd have gotten there
fucking
faster.
you should have seen the sketchy ass plane we went on to get from Seattle to Oregon. It was tiny.
Really?
It was tiny. It literally fit maybe 20 people, 20 to 30.
So ducks could have definitely taken that thing out if they got caught in the
100%.
turbines. Oh
How I
fuck!
was brave enough to go through that shit, I don't know. I don't think I'd do that now. But
This is a man who wouldn't ride a small world. So I mean,
no, fuck that place.
good luck getting him on Pirates of the Caribbean. And you went on that shabby of an airplane? Oh my
Well, I had no
god!
choice. I had
Was it
no
like a
choice.
private jet or was it like a
Oh,
biplane kind of
it
operation?
was a old plane, an
Jesus.
older, smaller plane.
So you probably felt every ounce of turbulence in that.
I mean, the good thing was the flight was only maybe like 30, 45 minutes.
Oh, that's
They're not
cool.
that.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
Portland and Seattle aren't that far. I think in a drive it's like
Sure.
4 hours. So maybe the
Did you
flight was an hour and a half.
same type of plane both ways? Up
No,
and
that
then
was
back
no,
down?
no. It was like I took an Alaskan plane. I think that's what it's called, Alaskan or
Yeah,
Alaska, whatever it's
sure.
called. I took
Alaskan
that up to
Airlines.
see. Yeah, I took that one up to Seattle. And then that's when we went to that shitty little tiny one. I was like, oh my God. And like it was so tiny that it didn't have the terminal that connects. Like we literally had to walk downstairs to go outside to walk into the plane.
Okay, but you
Because
didn't
it
like
was so
walk on the
tiny.
tarmac. You weren't like on the runway to another plane or anything like
Felt
that.
like it. Felt like it. Is that what it is? Like, you know how
Yeah.
they do that with private jets? Like they don't there's nothing that connects to
You
it. They
walk
literally
onto the
have.
tarmac. Yeah.
Then that's what I did.
Oh shit. So you're kind of VIP in a way.
No, it was an old shitty plane. I can't stress that enough.
So it wasn't like a G6 or anything like that.
No, it was more like a
Okay, okay.
G1.
A G half.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was scary. But when I
Jesus.
went to Seattle, this is when we were already drinking IPA, so I don't know why I
Oh
didn't
yeah.
go.
I
I think
remember
I
when you
was
went on this
just
trip.
I was a little nervous, so maybe that's why I didn't go. But they had an Alaskan brewery restaurant there.
Nice.
I remember seeing it and I just chickened out. I don't know why I didn't go. I still regret that to this day.
You have told me this story before.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Well, you were younger then, and you didn't. I mean, no, I'm just saying, you didn't drink alone then. You know what I mean? Like you weren't that kind of alcoholic yet. To be fair to you,
No, I actually drank alone yesterday, but I'm that kind of alcoholic.
I'm insulted. I mean, I would have been at work and I wouldn't have been able to go, but the invite could have still been extended,
It was
and it would have been
super
denied.
it was super last minute.
I don't care.
Super last minute.
I don't care.
Unbelievably last minute.
I unbelievably
I
don't
was
care.
I wasn't gonna even go. And then I was
Can you
like,
tell me
I
about it?
yeah, sure.
What happened?
Yvonne had a dinner with her coworkers at Yard House at the Spectrum. And she invited me, but I didn't want to be the one significant other in
Mm-hmm.
you know, a workers'
Right.
party, a
And
workers'
they can tell
dinner.
you, oh, it's gonna be fine, like no big deal. But it's like, yeah, but I'm still gonna be the one person that isn't like part of the group in a
That's what I
way.
told her. That's literally
Yeah,
what I basically said. I
yeah,
was like, I'm gonna
yeah,
sit there when everybody's talking about work and I'm gonna be minding my own business.
yeah. It's a little off. Yeah,
Yeah. So at first I was like, I'm gonna just chill in the car because
cool.
I don't really feel like walking around the Spectrum. I've done it. I did it like 2 weeks ago. I'm good. On That's she picked me up and we were already driving towards the Spectrum. I'm like, just take me to Whole Foods. I'd rather just I'd rather just chill at Whole Foods. You're gonna feel rushed by me
I
waiting in the
knew.
car,
Yeah.
and I just
Where's the
chill at
point of
Whole
that?
Foods.
Yeah, yeah. What's the
Yeah,
point of that?
then there's no rush. I can just literally chill there and get drunk off my ass.
100%. Enjoy yourself, even. There's no
Oh,
awkwardness. The only awkwardness is whatever you make it at that point. But you're
yeah,
drinking beers, maybe you have some earbuds in, you listen
I
to a good
did.
podcast or
I
music.
did not. I was watching the Avatar. I put my phone right there. I was watching the
Oh,
Avatar.
on Netflix.
Yes, the cartoon.
Nice. Live action?
Cartoon.
Oh, really?
Yes, 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 yes. Very much so.
Are you joking?
No, I'm at like episode 16.
Oh, good for you. Are you planning to watch live action eventually then?
I think I'm gonna do cartoon, In Night Shyamalan, and then the Netflix. I think I'm gonna go in order.
I respect that a lot, actually. I really do. I feel like that is probably a good way to go. I mean, obviously, knowing you, you could just skip the M Night Shyamalan movie and just go from series to
Nah.
that. But I feel like if anything, the new live action series will be a palate cleanser for the movie that you watch prior
It's
to
getting
that.
a lot of hate, believe it or not, for like
I've
true
seen that.
fans. Yeah, true fans
Sin
of
and
the
I have watched
Avatar.
the first three episodes, and we actually like it. I'll say that.
Did you watch the animated show?
Yes, I haven't finished it, but yes,
That's why you like it then.
I've watched
Like I said,
about. I've watched two seasons.
oh, so you stopped at the goat season, or right before you got to the goat. Like season
Yeah.
3 is
Well,
amazing.
Well,
AJ,
I've had the show spoiled for me because there was one time I was watching Nickelodeon back when the show was still in it had just ended its original run, and so I watched the final episode. I think I've seen the final episode now two times because it happened to be on TV when I watched it. But Aang was fucking going off doing his Avatar thing because he's mastered all four elements at that point, and
well,
so I'm like, okay, all right. But I mean, that being said, I've taken time to try to rewatch the show on like two different occasions, and I love it every time. It just something else takes my interest away. Eventually,
let me help you out just a little bit, AJ.
please.
Just a little bit. In any type of any kind of any type of any kind of any kind of action show, the good guy wins, the bad guy loses, the good guy becomes overpowered. That is not a reason to stop watching. That's something good.
It's about the journey, not the ending or whatever it's called, not the outcome. I know you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Especially in a fun show like that. You're
It's
right.
so good. There are a few, like the first 5 episodes were a bit of a grind,
I
but
still
then
like them a lot.
it started to get really good, and then I got to episode 12 where it shows like why Aang was frozen and how
Okay.
Zuko became like Zuko, like how he has the burn in his face.
Yeah, yeah, that's some sinister shit. I remember that.
Yeah,
I
and
remember
I,
that.
I didn't remember that it all happened in one episode. It like
Mm,
goes back and forth between both their stories. I'm sitting there, I'm fucking 3 beers in, and I'm so hype. I'm like, oh
loving
my
life.
God, this is a
God bless
great
you.
show.
No, I now that you mention it, I do remember that because then you also meet Azula, which is the sister, right? And you
That
realize,
was the first time they showed her, but she didn't do anything.
okay,
They just showed
but
her
you
kind of smile when the dad fucked him up. Spoilers.
right, but then you realize that she is like a fucked up
She's
bitch.
a goddamn bitch, yeah. But I don't think you really see her towards either the end of season 1 or the beginning of season 2.
I would say like end of season one, like end of book one, because it's three
Yeah.
books, right?
I'm so
Or quote
happy that even
books.
though you didn't finish the show, that you understand that there was at least three
Yeah,
different people where I'm like, I'm watching book 1. You're reading the book? No, that's
that's
what
what
they
they
call the
call.
seasons.
It's cute. Have you ever watched Legend of Korra though? Because I've heard that's also pretty darn good.
I have not. I
Okay.
have not. I
Okay.
think I
Well,
might.
Sin, my wifey is a little bit of a higher level than you and I, and they made a third show also, a third series recently on Netflix. It's an original and it's animated.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. The Dragon Prince. There's several seasons of it now, and
That's
apparently
based on the Avatar?
well, I don't know if it's in the same universe or not, but it's by the same
Oh,
creators. And
I don't give a shit.
well, I'm just saying it's very much like if you like Avatar and stuff like that, it's very much in a similar vein to where like
Okay.
fans of Avatar will like it because it has similar charm. And I've seen the first couple episodes, and it is actually pretty good. But now that I think about it, I feel like there's at least one other show they've done now since then as well. Like Netflix, they've paid them a lot of money, those original creators. I forget the name of the lead writer.
And I don't know if you've heard this, but they already announced that they're going to do a sequel series to the Avatar when they're in like their 20s.
Yes, yeah.
No,
There's supposed to be like late 20s, early 30s. I've heard, which is pretty
hmm
sick. So
I'm
it's
pretty
like
excited about it.
Legend of Korra is supposed to be after
Way
that, then,
after,
from what I
way after.
understand.
Well, he's
Yeah.
dead. Aang is dead.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought he was gonna be like an old man or something.
I mean, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Avatar passes as somebody dies, they become reincarnated.
Mm.
That's like the whole thing with the
Yes.
Avatar.
Right. Like it only gets passed down to the next tribe because one
When
passes
the
away.
previous one passes away, yeah, there's like a whole
I see.
cycle.
That's one thing I didn't know about is that there is a cycle to like a
Yeah,
specific cycle to how it gets passed down. Like
and they
there's an
show it
order to
early.
it.
It's like episode 3. They already like cover that.
I never retained that, but I mean that's neat. I wish it was a little more random. That way they can't just be like, "Oh baby, our time's coming up." But our time in the sun's coming. But I mean, it's still cool. It's interesting. It is. It's its own world. Definitely its own world. And I respect the
Yeah,
lore. I respect the lore
it's
a lot.
it's good. I'm pretty happy that I started watching it again.
I'm glad you did. How long has it been? Would you say?
Oh God, since it ended.
Oh wow. So what, like
Yeah.
2006 or something like that? Maybe.
Some God, was it that long
2007.
ago?
I
God
would
damn.
assume. I could be
I
wrong.
thought I was already like 18 by the time the show finished.
Yeah, maybe like 20, maybe 2008,
Because
2007, maybe.
I got into it when it was like halfway through book 2. And then
Oh,
I like
neat.
but I own it still. But I remember I was
Yes.
sick and I was so into like the Earth, book two's Earth, that
Mm-hmm.
I found on Best Buy like book 1 was on sale for half off. So I had my mom take me to Best Buy because I wasn't driving then. And I bought the book 1, which like I said, I still own.
Yes, I remember seeing it at your house the DVD
Yeah.
set. Hell yeah, dude.
Should have bought the other books.
You could still.
I
I'm sure
was
they're
all
dirt cheap
about it.
nowadays. Well, maybe not dirt cheap actually, because it's kind of a collection now.
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't think I'm better off selling book 1.
Yeah, seriously. Actually, I wonder what you would make for that. I really do.
I don't think they're worth that much.
I mean, for one that's as old as yours is though, like you might have like the original release of it, but which, like you said, though, maybe it's not even worth much. But I don't know.
It's still
I
cool
don't
to
know.
have.
Oh, for sure. Here we go. And there's a lot. One thing that I like about the series is that there's also like a lot of lore like in books and manga and stuff like that too in comics. It's kind of neat. It's kind of neat. I've
There's
considered
like
buying them over the years.
there is a manga for it, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And comics. Yeah. There's like some graphic novels and stuff that are apparently pretty good. Like I don't know if there's any expanded universe stuff that wasn't highly rated from what I've heard over the years. Oh, here
So
we
it
go.
is like
Oh,
side story.
dude, hold on one second. Check this out. Oh, never mind. God damn it. I got all excited. There's an Avatar The Last Airbender official cookbook. It says from the four nations. I thought it was all three books for 14.16 for
At
$14. I almost got so wet right now.
least he can
You
cook
want
like Aang.
you, you want to know who my favorite character is from the show though?
Is it what's his name? The sexist?
Why would you assume that, you bastard? Jesus Christ.
Who's your favorite?
I'm gonna let you. I mean, there's cool characters, but
I
I
don't know all
think.
the
I mean,
names.
okay. There's the okay. You don't even have to know the name. If you could just say who they are in the show, more or
Well, there's
less.
the grandpa who I think is a badass of Zaku.
He's not a grandpa. He's an uncle.
Uncle, yeah, there you go, uncle.
Uncle
It's
Iroh.
basically a grandpa. He old.
Okay.
Uh, the prince, the princess of the Fire Nation,
Zuko Azula. Uh huh.
the dad. It's kind of a badass too.
Ozai. Fire Lord Ozai.
They
Yeah.
really make him like a bad person. There's
Yeah.
the
No, he's
blind
a
chick,
bitch.
the
Toph.
earthbender,
She's tight. She's
uh,
tight. Toph
the
is tight.
waterbender. She's great. She's amazing. I'm really looking forward to when we get into her story.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
There's
and
Katara.
I'm trying to force myself not to remember things.
Oh, good,
Uh,
good. My bad. I'm gonna shut up with the names then.
um, the brother, the sexist brother.
Sokka, sure, sure.
And that's all I know. And Aang,
Okay. Out of those characters you named, my favorite is in there. Which
the
one is my
sexist.
favorite?
It's the blind chick.
She's cool. She's probably my favorite bender, but not my
Okay.
favorite character.
So
Just
the
think of
only
their
one
vibe.
from
Think
the
of each character's vibe.
well, to go off of what you just said in that entire list, they're all benders except for the sexist.
Who is the sex? I still don't know who the
The
sexist is.
brother.
Sokka?
Yeah. The first 5 episodes, he's like, I'm a man, you're a woman. You shouldn't be doing karate, kind of shit.
Is that my new favorite character of the show?
Spoilers, he is always has been.
Spoilers for me. I had no idea. I'm
Because the
definitely an
rest are
Uncle Iroh
benders.
guy. Uncle Iroh's my
He's
boy.
a bender.
Oh yeah, he is actually he's
He's
known as
like
like the
he's a
dragon
great
of the
general. Yeah.
fire nation. You're right. You're right. Oh shit, my bad. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're right.
So you
He's not like one
basically
of the
confirmed what
main
I said
Bender
earlier.
boys.
Oh no, he is. When he actually does shit, he's fucking amazing.
He goes off. I love him. Because he's so chill. You know what I mean? He's like, oh come on, nephew. Like just be cool. Let's take it at our own pace. You've been hunting for the Avatar this long. We'll get to him eventually. He's just a chill mofo.
I
I
love that
love
he's
him.
like he's the
He's
dad.
humble.
He's
Yeah.
Piccolo. He's Piccolo to
He,
Gohan.
he's 100% the actual. He might be a father, but he ain't your daddy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 100%. And I love
Mhm.
I love their storyline. How
Sure.
he was never bad. And the
No.
uncle knows that. The uncle 100% knows that.
Yep. Yeah, I think he was all along. He's kind of just waiting for Zuko to realize that same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he knows who his nephew is all along, but he's willing to be patient to let his nephew figure that out for himself. It's pretty awesome,
Yes.
actually. He's wise.
It's fucking dope 100%.
Mm-hmm. So
He
yeah,
literally knows, because Zuko's so, hell bent on
that's
regaining
exactly what I was thinking.
his dad's fucking praise because
Approval, yeah.
because he was disgraced, that
Which is
that's all
fucked
that's
up, by
over
the
his
way.
mind. Oh my god, it's so badass.
Son of a bitch. That father. God damn it.
I love the way they ended that show.
Oh, when Zuko dick slapped his dad in the face, yeah, that was awesome.
With his super squirter.
God damn it. Yeah, that dad sucks. I don't think he has any redeeming qualities that I can think of. Like, every good villain has something that they can believe in. And I don't remember this from the animated series, but from the live action, he's very much like praising, like, without spoilers, he's just toting the fact that if he becomes in power, that will overall promote peace. It's kind of like the Empire in Star Wars. Like, as long as you go along with what they want, then there will be no problems. But until then, they're willing to destroy
That's
everyone
literally
who
a
believe.
dictator.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Exactly. He's just a ruthless dictator until everyone submits to his will. And as long as everyone
Mhm.
submits, and there's no problem, I
No
won't
problem.
kill you.
Everything's fine and dandy, but he will literally kill his own kids if he had to.
Right? It's like Jesus freaking Christ. It's a badass show. You're right. You're right. It's crazy that Nickelodeon, while it's so lighthearted of a show, still went that hard. You know?
They had to compete with Toonami. When all of the
Yeah.
kids were watching,
Yeah.
like, Dragon Ball Z and shit. That was the best way of doing it too. Fucking America.
American anime. The
Mm-hmm.
first American anime,
Peak.
really.
That's peak American anime. Honestly, I don't know of any others. So peak.
Beak. Beak. Oh, the other one? Legend of Korra.
Oh
That's
yeah, no,
about
no,
all there
no, no,
is, yeah.
no. That's no, I'm good. I'm good. A girl being an avatar, I'm good.
Oh, all right, Sokka. Jesus Christ. Now you're enlightening me further.
No, I gotta watch it though. I have heard it's great. The only thing I remember there being so much hate on was she's like a lesbian, something
Yeah,
like
she's
that.
gay, so it's like, oh god. And to be fair for the time, because I think that if I remember right, that show probably came out around like 2009 or 10. So it was pretty early on for its time to have like openly gay characters, you know,
Yeah.
especially in a kid show, like an animated show. Parents were probably like, oh, I can imagine.
Oh my.
what the hell you watching? So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
for the time, it was pretty damn progressive, I'll say.
Agreed.
Certainly. But anyway, yes. All right, so cool. Definitely let me. We got to check back in. Try to remember to update us on your watch through of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the originals animated series. That would be
Yeah.
sick.
I'd imagine I'll be done with book one by the next time we record. I'm literally grinding through the episodes as much as I can.
Nice. It's on Netflix now, right?
Yes, it
Or
is.
still? I
Still.
I know they were like threatening that they were going to take it off for a while, but I was like, but with this new live action contract, like, why would they do
Yeah,
that?
it's gonna be there for a long
They
time.
they clearly own several rights to it at this point, I would imagine.
Because I think the writers left too. The original creators, they left. They were supposed to be a big part of it, and then they left. I don't think they agreed
Oh,
with what Netflix was doing, so they fucking left.
there are, I mean, in my limited knowledge of the series, like there's things that I wasn't sure of. I was like, I don't remember this happening. And I looked at Sin every time and she's like, if you were there, I'd look to you. But Sin is very well like into the show. She knows that animated series pretty well. So I always look at her like, did that happen? She's like, no, it didn't happen like that. I was like, oh shit. Or she's
Yeah.
like, oh no, they combined like multiple storylines in one episode.
Well, yeah, you gotta. They're doing 9 episodes, or
Yeah.
even less than that, like 6. And yeah, they turned the sexist into a non-sexist, which people weren't happy about because, like I said, he's only like that for the first 4 or 5 episodes, and then he learns through like humility that a woman can kick your ass. So
Right.
it's great character development that you just get rid of, and a lot of people were not happy with that.
And that's a good point because he still experiences that, but you're right, like it's not like the way that it's played in the show, no spoilers, it's just more of like a cute thing as opposed to like a lesson
Being
learned
fucking
thing, you
humbled,
know.
he got
Yeah,
humbled very
yeah,
quickly.
100%.
It took literally 1 minute for him to be like, okay, you bitch is bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, my bad, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. Nine
I
it's like
was wrong.
4 episodes straight of him being a sexist, 1 minute of him getting his ass whooped, and it just changing.
From then on.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually a very fair complaint. Then, now that you mention it, because I didn't consider that, and I didn't remember it like that, the character like that either. Maybe because every episode I watched since episode 4, it wasn't that case. You know what I mean?
No,
So,
he changed. It's a
huh,
drastic change.
got it. That makes a lot of sense now that you mentioned. Because yeah, it's very much glazed over in the first 2 episodes of the
Yeah, they
show.
probably just didn't want to deal with it. I'm sure there would have been some type of backlash and they didn't want to deal with it.
I'm gonna just inaudibly eye roll at that
Which I
then.
don't completely believe because Netflix also supports the shit out of Dave Chappelle. And Dave
Yeah,
Chappelle pisses everyone off. He's funny. I think he's hilarious, but like at this point, he's purposely doing it. Like, he's like, what's a great way for me to piss people off?
I wonder. I don't want to get too far. We're so in the far into the episode. I don't know how much in the weeds I want to get with that right
No,
now.
let's just. That's why I'm surprised Netflix did that. Like,
Right,
they're not
right,
afraid to like push the agenda a little bit.
right. And that's good. I think. Yeah, I will agree. I just in a broad statement, I would agree with you in that. I think over the last like 2 years or so, they're bringing that, like they're allowing more variety of statements to be placed as opposed to just we have to be politically correct, quote
Yeah.
unquote, about everything.
So it's
You know what I
just so
mean?
strange, especially because like it's acknowledging the fact that he's bad and that he
Yeah,
learns. He gets humbled. Like he literally
exactly.
changes once he
Which
gets his ass kicked. Which like
every
it's so
decent human
good.
being needs. Every decent human being needs to have that experience. Otherwise,
Yeah.
if you're never humbled and if you're never proven wrong, how are you supposed to be a humble person? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like
It,
you're not gonna come out of the womb perfect. Not to
mm-mm.
get philosophical, but I'm just saying you make a fair point. It's like, why would you expect? Yeah, I don't, that's pretty dumb. I could see. I, outside of that, I think the live action show. I guess I can understand why it's getting hate, but I honestly don't mind it. I'm looking forward to every episode that Sin and I take the time to watch. Personally,
Okay.
you drinking Black Dot coffee?
Yeah, I am.
I haven't had
It's
that
right
in
next to
months.
Yvonne's work.
Ooh, jealous. Very.
hmm They opened up a Dutch Bros too, right down the street.
Ooh, you dirty baby.
It's worth the
Dang.
hour wait.
The hour?
Yeah, I think we've gone twice, and both times we waited about 45 to 50 minutes.
How? Oh my god! If you had to
Mhm.
guess, how many cars are in the drive-thru at that point? In front of you.
In front or in total?
In front of you.
In front of me,
What place are you in line?
because they also split it, I would say probably
Thank God
30.
they split it. Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's the first one in like Southern California. Well, this part of Southern California, because the
Oh,
next
okay,
closest
okay.
one is like, I don't remember what city it is, but
There's one in Eastvale nowadays.
Eastville. Eastville was the closest one to us, and now
Mhm.
this one's here,
Eastvale was the closest. Holy shit.
closest one. So that's why like everybody's lining up for it.
Right.
It's
Oh, where
fucking
was that?
delicious.
In Arizona, where near where my dad and I were staying, there was a Dutch Bros. Though we didn't go,
Oh yeah,
but I regret not
You-
going because it would have been fun. But still,
it's a
the
nice
line
change
was
of
crazy though
pace.
too.
But you go up to like northern, not even northern, Central California, they're everywhere.
Mm.
It's just so crazy that it's taking so long to come to like one of the spots in California that everybody would line up for.
Right? Seriously, like
But
a huge
I,
population.
I, I wonder if they're not a franchise, they're privately owned and they care about, they go to every single location, they make sure they're the standard. So if that might just be the case that it's just a slow burn and you just gotta wait your turn.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, damn. Speaking fashion there. Nice. You even made it
I
rhyme because he
didn't
does it
even
all the
realize,
time.
yeah. I'm a poet.
A poet of marketing.
Yep.
Nice. Well, while he's on a hot streak, and before we go, of course, you can always reach out to us with at BeerBellyPod on all your favorite socials, BeerBellyPod at gmail.com or Gmail or
Gmail.
Gmail if you prefer.
Gmail. It's a
Of
capital
course.
G.
It's a hard G. It's a hard
Mhm.
G.
Gah.
BeerBellyPod at gmail.com, of
There you
course.
go.
Your favorite socials again at BeerBellyPod. Rate us 5 stars, all 120 Mario 64 stars,
Mhm.
please. We appreciate it. We are seeing them accumulate, especially on apps like Spotify. We have a decent amount of 5-star reviews now, so thank you.
Nice.
Whatever app you
Thank you,
prefer to listen to
mom.
us
Thank you,
on.
dad.
Yeah, yes, exactly. You two cousins there, that's working out. Whoever the other 6 of you are, thank God. If I put a gun to your head to put 5 stars, I'm glad you're still alive, but I would have killed you anyway if you didn't do it. But again, send in your questions and comments. So that way we can talk to them on the show. Talk about them on the show. Make sure you mark your subject line okay to read. So that way we know that it's okay to read it live on the
I like
show
that.
as
Yeah.
well. But of course. And it's just as well with that. Again, I mentioned the hot streak. While he's on it, an episode of Beer Belly would not be complete without John's words of wisdom for the week.
I need you, the listeners, to go to some of the richest areas you know of. I need you to fill your super soaker to the max. And then I want you to find the poorest person in the richest area and squirt all over them.
Jesus Christ.
And yell
Just
something
because
like
you
your
can.
kind is not welcome here. No pores
Oh,
allowed. Even if you yourself are poor, this is a great way to feel rich.
Because you can still be the second poorest person in that town, but they're still poorer than you, right?
100%, especially after squirting them.
Oh, God damn it! I'm poor and I'm wet. Not in the fun way either. Fair enough. You sir are a poet of your day.
Yeah,
God
yeah,
bless you.
agreed.
You may actually just get chosen by God during the rapture. You
I think I
might.
am. I think I'll be the first one to go up.
Nice. You might be. You after those bars, you just may be.
Yeah, no pores are allowed in heaven. That's not how it works.
We found a couple of shirt ideas, beer belly shirt ideas for this episode. No pores are allowed in heaven.
That's the name of the title of the episode. No pores in heaven.
Holy shit.
And you can spell it as like pouring a beer too. Oh my God, what a
That's
great
cute.
shirt idea.
God damn it. That's not a bad, like, and also it's like pouring one out for the homies, the ones that don't
Mhm.
make it. God, the double, triple, quadruple entendres
Yep.
are all over the place. You
Yep.
are a poet. God
I
dang
know.
it. Hey, Beer Belly Pod on your socials. We're getting the hell out of here before we go to hell. We'll see you next week. Have a good one. Goodbye.
Oh my god.